And we are live on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network for some Friday afternoon softball. I'm Taylor Storthy. Thanks for tuning in as we have your 17-1 Tampa Spartans taking on the 4-5 West Liberty Hilltoppers. It's going to be a solid day for the Spartans. Here's their starting pitcher. It is Kate DeSimone. Now, Gwen McGinnis was listed in the starting lineup as the starter, but they have made a late change. I imagine McGinnis will be seen later today or throughout the weekend as Tampa follows up a doubleheader today with a doubleheader tomorrow against Adelphi. DeSimone enters with a 1.68 ERA, a 3-0 record, and 4 starts with 33 innings pitched. She has an even 8 runs surrendered to 8 runs total. Unlike Galehouse and McGinnis, she hasn't had any runs scored against her that haven't been earned. She'll be looking for a stellar start today. Let's take a look at how the Hilltoppers are lining up for this matchup. Leading off is Jaden Conrad, followed by the number 37, Jillian Moore. Batting in third is Emily Allen with Mallory Rosnick right behind. Batting in fifth is Isabella McKee, and batting in sixth is Sydney Johnson. Batting in seventh is Sarah Simon with Cadence Petit, the starting pitcher today, batting in eighth. And rounding out the order, it's Eliana Cook. That'll be ball one to open the at-bat against Conrad, who leads off for West Liberty. Fly ball into left field, but enough time to range for it in center field. Easy catch for Keister, one away. Tampa running their average starting lineup with Creedler behind home plate, Solt, Reynolds, DiMartino, and Russo in the infield, Fantone, Keister, and Galehouse in the outfield. Moore now at the plate, the freshman for West Liberty, ready to go. For the season, she's batting .222, .263, .333. It'll be a first pitch pop-up, and DiMartino's got it. 2 away, and you have to note that DiMartino's done a great job on defense to start this season, filling in the void left behind by Stephanie Ballmer, the Spartan legend. Not easy to be a true freshman starting at shortstop, but DiMartino has done well. Here comes Allen to the plate, the junior, ready to face off. And that'll be right to DiMartino. Throw to first. In time, a 1-2-3 inning for Kate DeSimone. It was a slow grounder, but she still got the ball all the way across the diamond in time. 3 up, 3 down for West Liberty, and this Spartans' stellar pitching staff is ready to go. And so we'll be right back as we take a quick break. And we're ready to go for the bottom of the first. Here's your Tampa Spartans lineup today. They've got Lauren Fantone leading off, followed by Lily Keister. Kenna Creedler bats in third with Mariah Galehouse right behind, followed by Alexa Russo. Abby Solt bats in sixth with Kate DeSimone in seventh, DiMartino in eighth, and Reynolds in ninth. In the circle for West Liberty is Cadence Petit. Petit has a .230 ERA in 7 appearances. This is her third start of the season. She has thrown 21 innings of softball, including a complete game shutout. That is ball one, missing away from Petit. The Tampa team isn't the world's strongest on offense, but with how good their defense has been, it is not going to be an easy day for Petit. Any mistake in the circle could be enough for the Spartans to secure victory. Her best performance of the year came in that win against Malone, and with 6 innings of shutout softball with just 1 hit and 2 walks surrendered. Pettit isn't the most strikeout-heavy pitcher, though, as the count goes 2-0. Only 13 on the season. And she's falling behind against Fantone early on. While Tampa isn't the most powerful offense, they do get on base well with a .338 on-base percentage, and they keep batters off, conceding only a .267 on base for their opponents. And that's a leadoff 4-pitch walk for Lauren Fantone. Fantone's 2 for 3 on stolen bases this season, but I imagine that we'll see Keister try to advance her with a bunt. Keister's had 2 sacrifice hits this season, and also has the speed to beat out those bunts for base hits. Keister is the leading player in terms of batting average with a .383 average this season. Trawick and Johns have higher numbers but aren't qualified batters. Foul for strike 1. .383 is an impressive number to start out, 60 points ahead of Galehouse, who is the second best Spartan average. But when your defense is this good, all you need is just a couple of runs per game on offense, and Tampa's been able to do that. Tampa's only given up 33 runs all season long. And that'll be ball 1, missing up high. While Pettit was able to get the first strike of the game on the bunt that went foul from Keister. She elevates, trying to get a miss on the bunt, but instead brings the count to 1-1. That's going to get away, but the first base runner is going to stay put, as it didn't stay too far away from Allen. The defense for West Liberty is Johnson in left, Johnson in center, Cook in right, Moore at third, Simon at short, Conrad at second, McKee at first, Allen and Pettit form the battery. Ball 2, missing high and inside. Keister in the driver's seat. Her 60 hits are tied with Lauren Fantone for the most for the Spartans. Russo's 52 is the third most for Tampa. 2-2 now. Got a piece of that one, but it was behind for a foul ball. Question is, will Keister try again for the bunt, or will she maybe try for a chopped ground ball to maybe beat out and advance the runner? A big pitch coming up from Pettit. Ball 3. And no, ball 4. I was wrong on the count. It was already full. And now there's 2 aboard with back-to-back walks. Definitely interesting to see 2 walks from Pettit. Has the best walk rate apart from Madison Angus for the West Liberty pitching staff. And Tampa's got 2 base runners to start with Creedler stepping up. I think you definitely want Creedler swinging away. But also I wonder if she'll just keep the bat on her shoulder. She has the team leading 15 walks in the season, which is 1 less than the Tampa pitching staff has conceded all season long. A 456 on-base percentage. That's the best for all Spartan qualified batters. Galehouse at 450 is right behind. And speaking of Galehouse, she's on deck. Creedler bunts it foul for strike 1. You know, sometimes you don't want a player like Creedler to waste an out on a sacrifice bunt, but the decision is a lot easier when you've got a legend in Galehouse on deck. If you're unfamiliar, maybe a Hilltopper fan who doesn't know about Galehouse, she is Tampa's Ohtani, a 2-way superstar who also plays right field. Good block in the dirt. Runner goes to third and to second. No need for the sacrifice as the count goes 1-1. The wild pitch skips away from Allen and lets Fantone and Keister advance. Now, you could try a squeeze bunt here if you're the Spartans, but I think you'll let Creedler swing away. A ball into the outfield would bring home a sacrifice run, or even 2, because Keister is pretty fast on the base path. She has the team-leading 8 stolen bases. Ball 2 missing outside. Control hasn't been perfect so far from Pettit. And sometimes when you look at control like this, you think, oh, maybe the umpires had a very unfriendly strike zone, but I think those have just been outside. By the way, we've got Tyrone Miller and Kevin Jack as the 2 umpires today. They'll stick around for the second game, but likely switch spots as the count goes 2-2. That is the first strike that has landed in the zone past a batter today for Pettit. The other ones were bunted foul. Hit on the ground second. They won't send the runner home. Here goes the runner. Plate to plate. Safe. Avoids the tag. An RBI ground out by Creedler. Excellent timing from Fantone to make it home safely on the fielder's choice. She waited for Conrad to look away and then made a dash towards home plate. 1-0 lead for the Spartans. Good throw by Conrad. Almost got there in time. If there was a force out at the plate, they would have gotten it, but only runners at second and third, so no force out, and the tag wasn't made. So Creedler's sacrifice puts a runner at third for Mariah Galehouse. Still another sacrifice opportunity potentially. Ball one, missing away with a fastball. And you don't want to fall behind against Mariah Galehouse. 12 RBIs on the season. That is tied for third on the team, or second on the team with Abby Soltz. Russo still leads the way. Russo on deck. 1-0 from Galehouse. 2-0 to Galehouse. Galehouse is also a stolen base threat when she gets aboard. She is 7 for 7 this season on stolen base attempts. Really showcasing how she's good pretty much everywhere on the softball field. That's on the ground and foul. Slipped away from Moore. Almost could have been a double play if she had a chance to pick it up and tag the base runner. Here's the 2-1. Hit to third and foul again. Keister able to dodge the ground ball both times as that was headed her way. Moore might have a bit of a busy day at the hot corner. The reason they call it the hot corner is because it is always difficult when there is a ball headed your way there. Alexa Russo gives solid defense for the Spartans at third. Let's see if Moore can do the same. 2 strikes to Galehouse. Ball 3. Try to change up. That is the Galehouse specialty when she's in the circle. And on deck is Russo, and I don't think that Pettit will want another walk here in the first inning. I imagine she'll try to challenge the zone on the payoff pitch. Hit down the right field line. If that's fair, that'll score a run. Yes, it is. Galehouse could have a triple as it rolls to the wall. They'll hold Galehouse at 3. A standing triple for the superstar. 2-0 Spartans lead on their first hit of the day. That's unlucky for West Liberty. Just took the right bounce to not only easily score the run, but to get Galehouse to third. Here comes Alexa Russo, the player with the most power for the Spartans offense. Has 1 home run this season, but that's because Tampa's ballpark isn't very batter-friendly for home runs. You may notice the outfield looks deep on the camera. I promise you it is as deep in person. Here's the 0-1 on the way from Pettit. In the dirt, good block by Allen. Needed to make the block, otherwise Galehouse would probably have tried to make it home. Still 1 away in a 1-1 count. Ball 2 missing outside. Tampa's had incredible plate discipline today, keeping the bat on their shoulder and not going around. That's one of the traits of our baseball team, having great on-base percentages and plate discipline, but that trait is definitely carried over for a softball team too. Fouled back, 2 strikes now for Russo. The last 3 at-bats have seen Pettit get to 2 strikes. Crucially, though, they've also reached full counts. Wonder if she'll find the zone here to try to avoid falling behind again, or if she'll give a chase pitch, hoping that Russo goes around. Russo's only had 5 strikeouts this season. Only 2 walks, though. Ball 3. Now that one was unlucky. That looked to be close. Might have been just a little too high, reaching home plate. Payoff pitch with the runner at third. Russo into the outfield. That will drop at the wall for extra bases. Galehouse can stroll home as Russo reaches with a double. That would have been a sacrifice RBI if it was caught by Johnson, but just out of reach of the junior from Zanesville, Ohio, as Soltz will step to the plate with one away and a 3-0 lead, as we'll have a quick conference in the circle. The bullpen getting active as well for West Liberty as Pettit's struggling here in the first inning. Tampa just getting ahead in at-bats and capitalizing. That definitely makes Tampa's decision to go with DeSimone in the circle even stronger here as you get to save McGinnis and Galehouse for the second game. Could even go with Kelsey Winters later on. She's only had 2 appearances this season. That is just the depth of the Spartans' pitching staff. But Tampa boasting a team ERA of 1.31. Partially, that is helped by our park, which makes it harder for home runs. But Tampa's defense also able to put in some great performances. And we do have some strikeout machines, too. DeSimone with 29 and 33 innings. McGinnis 47 and 46 innings. Galehouse has lowered her stuff a lot this season, but has traded that for impeccable command, only giving up 3 walks in 40 innings. But McGinnis and DeSimone don't have walk issues either. Only 7 for DeSimone, or McGinnis, and 3 for DeSimone. One away, new at bat for Abby Solt. Solt, one of the few players with the power to escape the Namoli Family Stadium. She's done it twice this season on 2 home runs. She's had an incredible D2 softball career at West Florida and Valdosta State. Actually, I don't think it was West Florida. It was a different school before then, but primarily with the Blazers, the count goes 2-0. Solt hitting 271, 393, 438, one of the better slash lines of our starters. And the second best third best qualified slugging, second best qualified slugging percentage. Inside, but clips the corner for strike 1. That is just the 3rd called strike of the day for Pettit. Most of them have come off of foul balls, whether they were bunted or sent down the third base line. Floated foul, 2 strikes and 2 balls now to Solt. Good recovery for Pettit after falling behind 2-0 again to make it 2-2. It's a busy day for Spartan action. At 5 p.m., Tampa is going to be taking on Cal State San Marcos to kick off a 4-game series. You can watch that one as well on Flow College. Ball 3 as the count goes full for Solt. What is great for that Spartans baseball game is that game should be beginning when this doubleheader wraps up roughly about 5 to 5:30 p.m. The second game of the doubleheader is slated to start at around 3 p.m., or actually it says nope, it is 3 p.m., but depending on how long this game goes, it'll be maybe 30 minutes afterwards as Solt draws another walk. Another player at the plate, it's Kate DeSimone. Like Galehouse, she's also a two-way player. She is making her 6th at-bat of the season, though. However, DeSimone's been a little cold, hasn't gone on board yet this year. 1 away, 2 aboard, could see maybe a sacrifice play here. Nope, DeSimone rips that down the line past the bullpen, which does have a player stretching and tossing. 0-1. Hit up the middle, gets past the diving shortstop and can score a run. They're going to hold Russo at third as the center fielder got to it. Would have been a close play at the plate. Tampa loads the bases for DiMartino. First hit of the year for DeSimone, narrowly avoiding what would have been a double play if Simon could have gotten to it. Always good when you can take a 3-run lead in the first inning, and now the bases are loaded for the Spartans with only 1 away for DiMartino. DiMartino down the line, that'll score 1. They're going to send the second runner home too. No chance for a play at the plate. A 2 RBI single for DiMartino. Solt and Russo make it home. It's 5-0 Spartans. Just 4 hits, bringing home 5 runs for the Spartans What a play there by the freshman DiMartino, getting her 7th RBI of the season. Now at the plate, it'll be Kenzie Reynolds. Reynolds inherits 2 aboard and 1 away. Back-to-back hits for the Spartans for the first time today. Swing and a miss at the dirt. That's the first swinging strike from the Spartans today. And the first whiff that Pettit was able to generate with a very nice breaking ball. Reynolds, the sophomore from Tampa, previously played at Steinbrenner High School. Swing and a miss. And that is an important first 2 strikes to get. She was able to get 2 strikes to start the at-bat against DeSimone until DeSimone converted with a base hit. Now has 2 strikes against Reynolds. Swing and a miss, goes back to the well. 2 away as Pettit gets the first strikeout of the game. That'll bring up the top of the order. Lauren Fantone. Tampa have batted around the entire lineup. Fantone started the inning with a walk, became the first run to score for the Spartans. Strike 1. That is 4 strikes in a row from Pettit, starting to settle in. 2 away here. Sacrifice play won't be good for the Spartans. They would like Fantone to get a base hit. Tampa runners will be going on anything. Like this, up the middle, that can get to the outfield. It'll score DeSimone. Runners at first and second, a 6-0 Spartans lead. Pettit looks more comfortable there in the circle, but now it's just the batted ball luck that's getting in the way, and that'll be curtains for Pettit. Pettit only had 7 earned to start the season in the circle, entering this day for West Liberty, and will exit after 2/3 of an inning and 6 runs coming home. So we'll see who enters the game for the Hilltoppers. We'll be back on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network with a brand new arm in the circle. Bottom of the first. Welcome back to the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. I'm Taylor Storthy, and we've got Ashlyn Tapman in the circle now for West Liberty. Tapman is a strikeout specialist with 11 in 9 innings this season, as she'll miss ball 1 to Lily Keister. Tampa were able to bring home back-to-back base hits, scoring 4 runs on 3 singles. And that was able to force a pitching change here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 count now. Tapman can't find the zone to start her outing. I imagine that Tapman will be given a green light to try to go the distance, try to keep the bullpen healthy for West Liberty. 2-1. That one fouled away by Keister. Keister started her performance with a walk. It's a long weekend in Florida for West Liberty. Tomorrow, they head over to Eckerd at the Turley Athletic Complex to take on the Tritons, and then they head to St. Leo on Tuesday to close out the weekend series. For the Spartans, they'll continue this weekend at home as well, as the count goes 2-2. Tomorrow, they take on Adelphi, and then over spring break this upcoming week, they have a home 2 games against Caldwell, and then a 3-game series against Palm Beach Atlantic, continuing Sunshine State Conference play. Strike 3, paints the corner, gets her looking, and Tapman gets a strikeout to get out of the jam. Tampa strands 2 base runners, but bring home 6 runs on 5 hits. We're headed to the top of the second. And we're back in the bottom of the second. Leading off for West Liberty is Rosnick against Kate DeSimone. DeSimone has a lot of Spartan run support, a 6-run advantage. I mentioned with how strong this Tampa defense is, all they need is usually a couple runs to secure a game. And that's exactly, I think, what they've been able to do with that 6-run first inning. 2-0 count, though, from DeSimone, missing away. Had a 4-pitch first inning, getting a 1-0 pop out, a first pitch pop out, and a ground out to retire the 3 batters. That tipped foul, so it'll be 2-1. Rosnick for the season, batting .182. There's only 5 qualified batters for West Liberty. They've done a lot of lineup shuffling as the season has begun, giving players plenty of chances to sort of get themselves started. Funny enough, it was Ashlyn Tapman who actually currently leads everyone in terms of batting average, with 1 hit and 1 home run to start her season. 3-1. I do wonder if that'll bring Tapman to the plate eventually. She's now slotted at 8th in the lineup after the pitching change. Maybe she'll go yard again, as that's going to be a 5-pitch walk. Rosnick on board. That's the first base runner for West Liberty. That'll bring up McKee, the first base player, to the plate. Popped backwards for strike 1. That's a strike to make it 0-2. Had a foul ball strike and then a fastball right down the middle. No fear from DeSimone after that first batter got on board with a free pass. Popped foul. You know, one of my friends, Jack Ike's favorite sort of statistical kind of trivia question is, how often does a base runner score on a leadoff walk? Because coaches usually tell players that they score about 2/3 of the time, but in reality, they don't score any more often than runners average do, as that is strike 3 and the runner is safe on the pickoff throw. 1 away, as that'll get McKee down looking. First strikeout for DeSimone, double play opportunity now on the board, as that'll send Sydney Johnson to the plate. A lot of players on the West Liberty team from West Virginia, but a couple of Ohio players as well. That includes Sydney Johnson, Leah Alford, Kayla Mancuso, Rebecca Evans, Jillian Moore, and Madeline Johnson. Although none of them share the same city in Ohio, they're just recruited from all across the state. 1-1, fastball missing high to Johnson. For the season, Johnson's hitting 400, 467 on her slash line. That'll miss down low, 2-1. And I will say, maybe we're starting to see more batter-friendly strike zone kind of forming with Tyrone Miller behind home plate. But that one did miss a bit low. Not a whole lot of wiggle room. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Fouled away, still 2-2. DeSimone checks the wrist. Infield playing in. Floated foul, still 2-2. It was disappointment yesterday for the Spartans, Tampa's men's and women's basketball team, suffering 2 defeats to close out their 2024-25 seasons. Our women's basketball team has a chance to make it to the NCAA tournament as an at-large bid. Our men's team will probably be on the outside looking in, but a great recovery for that men's basketball team this year. Link Darner's second season in charge, taking us to the conference semifinals. But we were facing Nova Southeastern on the road. They haven't lost a home game in over 5 years, so would have been very difficult for a Cinderella story to even begin on the road against the Sharks. Tampa suffered a home defeat, though, for women's basketball. We'll wait and see if they've got tournament play coming up a little bit later as the count stays 3-2. But a couple of All-American first, second, and third team mentions from both those basketball teams. A great season overall for Spartans basketball. Here comes DeSimone. Floated foul again. Given that the first seed won in the women's bracket for the Sunshine State Conference tournament, Tampa would have been on the road if they had won en route to a conference title. But that's going to be hit up the middle, deflected away from DeSimone. That'll be an error by DeSimone. And, it's a good idea to try to get it in the circle when it's headed your way. In that position, she unfortunately wasn't able to see DiMartino ready to pick it up on the hop right behind her. DiMartino reacted perfectly. So that'll just put 2 aboard with 1 away. A rare error from the 7. Well, they actually grade that as a base hit. That's going to be floated to first and caught. Not enough time for Solt to turn 2, but she did make the catch. So there's 2 away with runners at first and second. Simon out on the very first pitch. Nice little diving grab there by Abby Solt. And now it's Tatman at the plate. Her previous at bat this season saw her hit a home run. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Definitely trying to get a second in this plate appearance. Would cut the deficit in half. That's going to hit the zone. Bring the count to 0-2. Floated foul. DeSimone needs 1 more strike to get out of the jam. Two strikes, floated, and caught by Russo. If that had even been off a hard hop, Russo would have had the force out immediately at third. We're headed to the bottom of the second. West Liberty get a base hit as Tampa holds on to a 6-0 lead. So, Tapman's perfect 1,000 batting average has come to a close with her out to end the previous inning. She'll continue in the circle, though, facing off against Creedler, Galehouse, and Russo. I'm Taylor Storthy. You're watching the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network, the first of two games at U Tampa today. Creedler is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice ground out. She brought a run home and a ground out to Conrad in the previous inning. Ball one, that misses outside from Tapman. Driven foul by Creedler. That is 1-1. Got some solid attendance for this midday Friday game as we begin to enter March break on the University of Tampa campus. One downside is that it has closed some of the food options on campus a little bit early, notably the Rathskeller, where I always sometimes like to stop and get sandwiches for these midday games. If you're a Tampa student and haven't been able to have a Rathskeller sandwich yet, check it out under the Plant Hall building by the entrance leading out to the street. Very good sandwiches. 3-1 count now for Creedler. She might get aboard with a leadoff walk. Popped up. That should bounce off the netting. No, it doesn't. That's one away. I thought it was going to go a little further behind home plate. Easy catch for Allen. That'll bring Galehouse back to the plate. She had the first hit of the day for the Spartans. An RBI triple. That'll be inside for strike one. Galehouse starting her senior season strong with a .319 average, .450 on base, and .447 slugging percentage. Floated into the outfield. That will be dropped in left field. The left fielder called it off. Galehouse in with a double. Simon looked to be close to making the catch. Left fielder Madeline Johnson called for it herself. It's a little bit easier when you're making a run forward than run backward to make the catch, but it falls behind. Here comes Russo with a runner in scoring position. Down the line, that is deep, and that is off the wall. 7-0 Spartans lead. Russo cruises into second with an RBI double. That is one of the hits that would leave most D2 ballparks, but instead just falls for extra bases. Russo 2 for 2 today. Tampa leads, and with no outs, one away, here comes Abby Solt. Here comes Solt to the plate. She'll take inside for ball one. We are on potential record watch this weekend for the Spartans. They have a 13-game winning streak and might be able to pick up their third longest win streak of all time if they reach 14 with a win today, as the count goes 2-0. Tampa's best win streaks have been 19 and 18 games respectively back in the 2019 and 2012 seasons. Funny enough, both of those win streaks have elapsed through this current time frame that has included the streak either starting or coming to a close in March. .3-0 count for Solt with DeSimone on deck. It's not a bad idea to give her a free pass. Solt, one of the more dangerous Spartan batters, and it is a strike to make it 3-1. Ball 4, and Solt takes the free pass. And DeSimone with 2 aboard and 1 away. Double play opportunity coming up. Earlier this season, Gelhaus was able to set the all-time Spartan hits record, becoming the first Spartan to record 200 hits across a career. I believe she's also now broken through the 130 RBI total, which is also the most in Spartans history. If only her average was a few points higher, she would basically have the Spartan Triple Crown, but instead, Cameron Weininger has the highest career batting average at 364, a bit higher than Gelhaus, who's had a couple seasons where she's been better at getting on base than in terms of getting hits. 3-0 count now for DeSimone. DiMartino's on deck. Three and one now to DeSimone. That one missed pretty far outside, so it was a 2-1 count before. Ball 4, bases are loaded. Here comes DiMartino to the plate. Could see a squeeze play here, or DiMartino just trying to get another base hit. She had a 2 RBI single last time. This is a great chance to get a few more. Tampa could get to the top of the order once more here if DiMartino or Reynolds gets on base. That'll miss inside for ball 1. And 2-0, Tapman starting to slip with command a little bit here. And again, that Tampa plate discipline really giving them an advantage. Tapman gets a little bit of motivation, though, from Simon, who quickly headed out to the circle. Fouled away, 2 balls and 1 strike. That's going to miss outside, ball 3. A 3-1 count to DiMartino. You cannot concede a walk here if you're Tapman. But she will. 8-0 Spartans lead. DiMartino brings a run home via free pass. And now it is Kenzie Reynolds, who had a 3-pitch strikeout last time against Tapman, headed up to the plate. Or actually, I think that was against... No, it was against the previous starter. Against Pettit. Wonder if Reynolds might try to drop a bunt here just to try to bring a run home or get contact. She'll take ball 1 outside. I think here in this situation, Coach Sarah Pellegrin going to try to let Tapman work out of the jam naturally. As that's popped up and caught it short, 2 away. I mean, would have been the infield fly rule anyway. But no stress here as that's the second out to bring up Lauren Fantone. Fantone had 2 at-bats in the first inning. An RBI single and a walk. First pitch from Tapman. Strike one taken right down the middle. An important strike for Tapman to get. Fly ball, that should end the inning. That is caught in center field, and the side is retired. Tampa pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. The bases are left loaded, but a comfortable Spartans lead entering the top of the third. First pitch of the brand new inning, missing down low. No, hitting the zone for strike one against Cook. DeSimone, 1 hit and 1 walk surrendered with 1 strikeout in the circle as the count goes 1-1. Now holds on to an 8-run Spartans lead as West Liberty trail early on. Two 2-0, missing high and a little bit away. Cook, Conrad, and Moore due up. Headed back to the top of the order with out number 1. Good catch by Rousseau in foul territory. 1 away. Conrad for the season, as mentioned. Actually, couldn't mention in her last at bat. Hitting .259, .333, .556. Has 2 home runs, second on the team, and a second best slugging behind Emily Allen. Ball 1, missing inside the Conrad. She had a flyout to start the game. That hits the zone, make it 1-1. Fouled, make that 1-2. Make that 2-2, missing down low. Hit on the ground and foul, still 2-2. Hit up the middle, and that slips past DeSimone for a base hit. Good battling on the full count by Conrad. 1 away for Moore. That's a very good base runner to get. Moore for the season, hitting .222, .263, .333. The freshman sort of in that number 2 spot in the lineup. In sabermetric lineup building for baseball, it's usually where you put your best batter as the runner advances on the wild pitch. 1-0 count. But here for softball, it's more often used with a base runner that is on the bottom sort of spot for the batting average, but one who will usually advance the runner via sacrifice play. That's a ball missing up high. Makes it 2-0. One benefit at least here for the Spartans is they do have a comfortable lead. They don't need to worry about that runner in scoring position as much as the count goes 2-1, finds the zone. That's going to miss. No, that'll hit down low, 2-2. That's hit foul. Still 2 strikes and 2 balls. That's hit into the gap, and that's a base hit. West Liberty are going to get on the board. Throw into second. No, it's just a relay to DiMartino. 8-1. But West Liberty breaks up the potential shutout with an RBI from Moore. Now the offense will bring Allen to the plate, the team's strongest batter. Hit to short, picked up by DiMartino. Nice play as the runner advances. Throw to third, gets away from Russo, but 2 players are there to make sure the runner doesn't go home. A productive second out of the inning from Allen. Runner at third, 2 away. Still a big Spartans lead. That's hit over the line, and that'll bring home another. 2 runs brought home in the top of the third, and this time it's Rosnick doing so. Had a walk previously, and this time just a clean single. That's going to go for ball 1, continuing the at-bat. Fouled, 1-1. That's going to miss. 2-1. Three and 1 now from DeSimone. On deck after McHugh went down looking last time is Johnson. That'll be caught in foul territory. Good play by Creedler, and the side's retired. West Liberty bring home 2 runs. Tampa still leads by 6 as we're headed to the bottom of the third. And we're ready to go with a Lily Keister at bat as we return here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network on Tampa Spartans.tv. I'm Taylor Storthy. It's a 1-0, well, actually 8-2 advantage for the Spartans here in the bottom of the third. West Liberty did score 2 runs in the top of the third. Tampa has brought home runs to the plate in each of the first 2 innings. They'll hope for the same here. Foul ball for strike one. That's going to be hit to the pitcher. Keister unlucky, one away. Good grab by Tapman in the circle. That'll bring Kenna Kreidler to the plate now for the Spartans. One away after the Keister ground out. Inside, ball one. That's going to miss as well, make it 2-0. That's going to miss 3-0. And Kreidler gets ahead in the count to start us off. That's going to hit outside. 3-1. That's ball four. Here comes Galehouse to the plate now. And the ever-dangerous Mariah Galehouse now has a base runner. That's going to miss for ball one. Galehouse getting ahead. Fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Tapman doing a good job in long relief so far. Tampa hoping to extend their advantage, though. That's hit foul. 2 strikes and 2 away now. Tapman gets set. That is floated high and caught. 2 outs now as our scoreboard was incorrect. Here comes Alexa Russo with 2 away. Now Russo up to the plate. Kreidler on first. Popped up, and that'll probably end the inning. And miscommunication by Simon and Moore. That'll be strike one as that's missed in foul territory. So far, Russo's had 2 hits, 2 RBI, or 2 doubles for 2 RBI in the game. Would be hard to score Kreidler from first, but someone with the power to do so in terms of finding the gaps is Alexa Russo. Hit and caught at second. Nice play by Conrad. That would have put runners at the corners, but instead ends the inning. Tapman gets out with very little damage. Just a walk-in That's going to be hit foul. We apologize. You know when you hit the mute button and forget to unclick it? Well, that's what kind of happened for us, and I wonder if that's what's causing our defense to slow down a little. 2 base runners to start the inning for West Liberty. That's going to be a fly ball hit to center field. Easy catch made by Fantone. Throw to third. Almost in time. Just not able to be caught cleanly by Russo. Runners advance, and there's one away. Productive out from Tapman, but it is an out to help out Winters. Here comes Cook with one away. Hit to the middle. Winters checks on the runner. 2 away as she'll stay put at third. That changeup misses down low. It's ball 1 to Conrad, beginning a new at bat. As we rotate to the top of the West Liberty order. They'd love to cut the deficit in half here and bring home 2 runs. Can Conrad get another hit? 1-1, big swing and a miss. Two and one, missing high and away. Three and one, missing away. There is a free base to work with. Not sure if Winters would want to load them, though. Moore is on deck. Ball 4, just missing the zone. Bases are loaded. There are 4 outs everywhere for Moore as we get underway. Winters opening up against the freshman. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. An important first strike. Driven to left field. That is caught by Keister. Sorry, Fantone had their positions flipped. And the bases are left loaded by Winters. A bit of a scary inning with the bases being full off 2 hits and a walk. But the number 25 escapes the jam to hold on to an 8-2 Spartans lead. We're off to the bottom of the 4th. And we're back on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Tatman continues in the circle. Solt, Winters, DiMartino due up for the Spartans. Winters replacing DeSimone. Could be replaced before with a different designated player, but I imagine they'll give Winters some chances at the plate. Solt with 2 walks today. Scored and reached third on her first 2 tries. That's ball 1. A 6-run Spartans lead in the bottom of the 4th. We've had the longest scoring drought of the game being 2 half innings. Can Tampa start off with a base hit? 1-1, fastball hits the zone. Fouled away. Still 2 strikes, a 1-2 count. Tatman checking her wrist as she looks to continue, waiting to get her sign. That's going to miss 2-2. That's going to miss ball 3 for Solt. Can Solt make it 3 walks with Winters on deck? Payoff pitch from Tatman. Ball 4. Solt, 3 walks today. And a base runner's aboard to start the inning for the Spartans. And that's going to be ball 1. With command slipping, Simon giving a couple words of advice over to Tatman as we continue. And we're going to have a pinch runner. Entering the game is Daisy Watterson, the utility player. Going to have a chance on the base path here. I imagine we'll see Solt back at first base in the next inning. But for now, it'll be Watterson on the base path. 2-0, missing away from Tatman. That's going to hit the zone 2-1. Good location. Hit foul. 2-2 now. That's going to miss for ball 3. Winters gets a full count now. For the season, Winters has 3 hits in 30 tries. 4 walks, though, for the season. See if she can get on board right here. And, well, she will. 2 walks in a row from Tatman. 2 base runners on with no outs for the Spartans. Here comes DiMartino. We'll see if there is a call to the pen here, but currently a quick conference in the circle. By the way, Tampa's loss against Nova Southeastern gave the Sharks their 80th straight win at home as a team. It's a pretty impressive number for basketball. Just a shame the Spartans were on the other end of that loss. But on Sunday, the conference championships for women's basketball will be Embry-Riddle and Nova Southeastern. For men's, it'll be Nova Southeastern and Florida Southern. Those are both afternoon matchups. And will both be exciting showdowns. Later today, Tampa baseball begins a weekend series in California. Skylar Gonzalez will get the game one start, I believe. Trying to continue his undefeated stretch as a Spartan. 2 aboard, no one out for DiMartino. Tapman ready to continue after the conference in the circle. Swing and a miss for DiMartino. She is 1 for 1, having a walk that brought home a run with the bases loaded in the second, and a 2 RBI single so far. 3 RBIs. Ball gets away. Both runners advance. 1-1 count now. No need for a sacrifice play here for the Spartans. DiMartino can swing away. One and two. Good location there from Tapman to find the zone. Hit on the ground. Slips by the third base player. And it's not picked up cleanly in left field. It'll only score Watterson. Winters now at third, runners at the corners. Tampa was super aggressive. They could have sent Winters home as well, but no one out, no need. A 4th RBI for DiMartino. And now to the plate, it's Olivia Feldman. The sophomore from Lithia in as a pinch hitter. Replacing Reynolds at the bottom of the order. Ball 1 missing away. Good catch by Allen. 7 runs, Spartan lead. This is the most runs Tampa has put aboard in 2024, or 2025. They've had 3 6-run games. This is the first time they've had more than 7, as they have brought 9 to the plate. 1-1 count. On deck looks like Kylie Sewick getting some practice swings. Looks like she'll be on deck. That's hit foul, 1-2. Hit up the middle, base hit. Tampa now leads 10-2. Off the bench, Feldman with an RBI single as that skips past the infield. Congrats to Olivia Feldman, her first Spartan hit this season. Here comes Kylie Sewick. That is just Feldman's second career hit as a Spartan. She had one back in 2023-24 season. And now gets her first Spartan RBI. Strike 1 to Sewick, who steps up to the plate. Sewick so far this season has had 3 at-bats, hasn't gone on board yet. Still no outs in the bottom of the 4th. The This is the first double-digit run game for the Spartans as the count goes 1-1. That's going to miss. No, hit the outside corner, 1-2. Close call for Seaweck, but it goes the other way. Floated and caught. One away. One away. Ashley Manti steps to the plate as a pinch hitter. 2 tries this season, but unsuccessful both times. Ball 1 to Manti. Hit into the gap. Base hit for Manti. That'll bring home another run. An RBI double for Ashley Manti. Her first hit of the season. Great job there for the junior. As that's going to bring up another player from the bench, Emma Sick. The Undertaker's theme song being used for Emma Sick. Has 1 hit in 3 tries this season. By the way, that was Manti's first hit in RBI since 2023. Only a couple appearances in 2024. Ball 1 for Sick. That misses outside. The freshman with a solid start to her Spartans career, but would love to continue it with 1 away and runners in scoring position. Hit into the outfield. That might drop. Yes, it will. Sick gets her first RBI as a Spartan. Congratulations. And it's a 12-2 Tampa lead. Tapman's pitch count over 70 now. And I know that West Liberty just want to have her get out of the inning. And the infield's going to come in to give her a quick conference, a player-led one here. And now entering the game for the Spartans will be the number 11, Bella Campbell, hoping for her first Spartan hit. The freshman out of Waco, Texas. Now, Campbell using John Cena's theme song, stepping up to the plate. Of course, though, John Cena might be using a different theme song tonight on SmackDown. He recently had a heel turn, turning into a bad guy for the first time in a very long time in his career, after attacking Cody Rhodes at the end of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Cena will face off against Rhodes at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. 1-0 count to Campbell. Here comes the 1-1. That finds the zone against the freshman. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss at the off speed. I know Tapman would love a second out of the inning right here. Tipped foul. Runner goes, but she'll go back to first. Hit to second. This could be two. They'll turn one. Not enough time for the second out. While it's not a hit for Campbell, it does bring home a run as Manti scores. An 11-run Spartan lead. That'll bring Ramirez to the plate, another pinch hitter. Ava Ramirez has had 5 tries and 2 walks this season, looking for her first base hit of the year. Whoa. The former West Georgia player now ready to go. Strike one, hitting the low and outside corner. Good take. 1-1 count now. Tapman just missing outside. Hitting to left. That will drop for another base hit. 2 away, 2 aboard. And now Watterson, who came on as a pinch hitter, is headed up to the plate. A 5-run bottom of the 4th inning. 2 outs. All Tapman needs is 1 more to take us to Last Chance Saloon. And that is going to miss. Ball 1 away. Good take, but that barely hits the zone. Should be a 1-1 count, I believe. Two aboard for Watterson. Hit into left field. That will drop and roll all the way past Johnson. 2 runs will score. Watterson thinking 3. She'll stand with a triple to make it an even larger Spartan advantage. A 7-run bottom of the 4th inning for Tampa. A 2 RBI triple for Daisy Watterson. Her first hit of the season. A lot of Spartan first hits of the year coming here. Congrats to the sophomore previously at Jacksonville University. That is her first career hit as a Spartan, as Tapman is finally done in the circle. It looks like. Tapman's had over 80 pitches, did what she needed to get some crucial outs for West Liberty, but they're making a call to the bullpen, try to get this final out to take us to the top of the 5th. But congratulations for Watterson, a 2 RBI triple for her first Spartan hit and Spartan RBI. So looks like it might be Pettit re-entering the game for West Liberty to get the final out. Makes sense. Pettit was still warm from the first inning, and now I'll have a chance to get out of the jam. Runner at third with 2 away. Pettit just suffered from command issues to start the game with 3 walks and 5 hits, but she'll have a chance to try to close the door in the bottom of the 4th. So Pettit ready to resume in the circle on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Had 41 pitches in 2/3 of an inning. Has 6 Spartan runs scored against her. She's now trying to close the door here in the bottom of the 4th with 2 away. Second at bat for Kelsey Winters in the inning. She got on board with a walk and will take strike 1 in the outside corner. chopped up the middle. And Pettit gets out of the inning. So a very anticlimactic final at bat. Pettit completes a full inning on the circle with that final out. Tampa needs 3 outs to secure the win. We'll be right back. Yup, we've doubled that. And so we're ready to resume here in the top of the 5th. Tampa looking to hold on to their 13-run lead. It is 15-2. The 15 runs the Spartans have scored is the largest amount of runs Tampa has scored since March 8th, 2023, when Tampa won 17-0 against Chestnut Hill. That game ended in 5 innings with a 4-run first, 4-run second, 7-run third, and 2-run fourth inning. That also coincided with a no-hitter. The difference here, West Liberty has scored 2 runs today, but still trail by a lot as Winters tries to close the door. Ball 1 missing away. In 2024 and 2023, Tampa had 2 14-0 victories. But this is the first time since 2023 that Tampa has scored 15+. 2-0 count now, and that was only possible because of the 7-run bottom of the 4th inning from the Spartans. They've got 15 runs on 13 hits. 2-0 count from Winters, opening up against Evans. We're seeing West Liberty also make a couple changes at the plate as the count goes 2-1. Nice breaking ball from Winters, 2-2. And that puts Evans behind in the count. She is 0 for 2 this season in her pinch hit appearances. Did get hit by a pitch once as the count goes full. Fouled. We'll go again with another payoff pitch. On deck after Evans looks to be the 32 of Olivia Munoz, another pinch hitter coming in for West Liberty. Strike 3, pain to the outside corner. I have a feeling if this was a closer game, the batter might have gotten the benefit of the doubt, but when there's a big disparity in the scoreline like this, sometimes the strike zone gets a little bit larger. Here comes Munoz, the sophomore, with the bases empty. 1 away. Picked up at third. Throw across the diamond. Nice play by Ramirez. 2 away now. It's Ramirez, DiMartino. No, they called it foul at the last second. So 0-1 with 1 away. I think that should have been fair. It didn't take a bounce in foul territory, just went over there, it looked like. At least it would have had a very weird bounce if that did bounce in foul territory. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Still Still a good play by Ramirez either way. A lot of defensive changes in for the Spartans. Seaweck, Ramirez, Olivia Feldman, and Sick behind home plate. Notably, Soltz, DiMartino, Keister, and Galehouse still on the field at their positions. Still 0-2. Still 0-2. That one's fouled away. Here comes the 0-2. Floated to right field. That is caught on the run by Galehouse, crashing into the fence. 2 away. So now, believe might be another pinch hitting change as that is taken outside for ball 1. Alexa Roskin in the game has had 1 at bat this season. The lone batter for West Liberty out of the ones that have played to only feature once. She'll now get her 2nd appearance. Roskin from Alberta, Canada gets ahead 2-0. Bit of extra velocity from Winters as the count goes 3-0. Might need to find that velocity right down the middle. Johnston on deck. Unless there's another pinch hitter change. Doesn't look like it for the moment. 3-1. Winters finds the zone here with 2 away. Ball 4. A 2-out walk to bring up Johnson. And actually looks like there will be a call to the bench. A pinch hit change coming in. Johnson was in the on-deck circle, but headed back to the bench. And that's going to bring up what looks to be the 10 of Brooke Perry. Perry's been a lot more successful at the plate than in the circle. Had 2 innings where a few runs were able to score past her. But Perry, so far at the plate, 4 for 9. We also see a pinch runner, I believe, Cadence Williams, on the base path. Perry at the plate, 2 away. Popped up, and that should do it. Ramirez catches it in foul territory. And 1 walk from Winters makes this a 15-2 game. And that'll do it for game 1 of the doubleheader. The run-ahead rule will mean that we've got about 30 minutes for these teams to warm up before we resume action. If the coaches are feeling up for it, they might try to start directly at 3 p.m. But either way, we'll have more softball coming up soon on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. So the final score, Tampa 15, West Liberty 2. The most runs the Spartans have scored since 2023 in a pretty dominant performance. DeSimone gets the W with 3 innings of 2-run ball, and Winters shut the door to secure the victory from the bullpen. The loss will go to Pettit, who falls for 2-2, but I know Pettit will gain some motivation entering the game and getting that final out in the bottom of the 4th. I'm Taylor Storthy. We'll see you later today for more Spartans softball for the rematch for West Liberty and Tampa. But for now, this game ends with the Spartans making it an 18